So, we're here to talk about RE100. And on behalf of the Climate Group, CDP, and the We Mean Business Coalition, it's my real honor to launch this campaign. By 2020, 100 of the world's largest companies are going to commit to 100% renewable power. And they'll do that because it makes great business sense. That is going to scale up demand forever. It's going to be a tipping point on our journey to really lowering global emissions. Let me tell you a little bit about the campaign. We're going to be proving the business case on a global basis. Our work in China and India starts next month. We're already working with lots of great organizations in this space. We're going to ramp that up. Peer-to-peer learning is going to be key. We're delighted that the Climate Group States and Regions Alliance are with us from the outset, an alliance that represents 13% of global GDP. Fantastic opportunity for policy engagement. And increasingly, leadership in this space is going to be evidenced through the CDP's transparent, authoritative, and established reporting system. But to make the change at the scale and at the speed we need, at the speed that climate science is telling us we must achieve, requires new levels of business leadership. So I'm delighted to say that a number of the world's biggest brands are already with us. So on stage we have some representatives of those brands. Let me introduce Phil Ryan, Chairman, Swiss Re America Holding Corporation, Steve Howard, Chief Sustainability Officer, Ikea, and Kevin Rabinovitch, Global Director of Sustainability for Mars. Phil, your thoughts, please.
Well, we're very proud to be here. This has been a culmination of a lot of work on the part of your group. We're very proud to be part of it and think it represents a real paradigm shift. If we're going to achieve what we need to achieve in a low carbon economy, it's critical that we use energy and think about energy differently. To do that, it's going to take great leadership from government and business, and RE100 is all about business's commitment. I think Swiss Re feels that our primary contribution to a low carbon economy is providing products to mitigate change associated with climate risk and also helping to facilitate low carbon energy installation. However, we believe we have to walk the talk, and that's why we're participating in this and why climate change has been part of our business paradigm for 25 years. And I think we've lowered our carbon footprint per employee by half in just the last 10 years. So we're very supportive of this effort and very pleased to be part of it.
Fantastic. Steve, your thoughts?
Thanks. We heard from Peter that we made the decision a couple of years ago to go 100% for renewable energy. We put aside €1.5 billion for that first phase. And now we're a home furnishing business. We own our own stores, own some of our own factories. We're also a renewable energy company, which is great, with 19 wind farms in 9 countries. And that $1.5 billion will take us through to 70% by 2015. We're right on track for that. We'll need a similar amount because we're growing as a business. We'll need a similar amount to get us through to 100% by 2020. The future of business is sustainable business. Let's be clear. If people come in and they have a business plan, you know, today in 2014, if somebody comes in and they have a business plan which is completely unsustainable, even if some of the ideas are good, and somebody else has a business plan that is completely sustainable and the ideas are good, which one do you choose to invest in? And I have to say it's about positive choices. I've almost never seen it. When you decide what's the right thing to do for our customers, for the long term of our business and for society, then you can construct the business case to make it happen. The IRRs will be there if that's what you want to measure. So it's really delighted to be here as part of this. A quick word on renewable energy. I thought it was great to hear, it was actually Secretary Kerry saying about common sense, that common sense was not so common these days. Renewable energy is common sense energy. You know, if you look and think we could actually have, you know, fossilized dinosaur food that causes pollution, that's difficult to extract, that's increasingly uncertain, and that actually causes dangerous climate disruption. Or we can have energy from the sun and the wind that is free after you put a wind turbine up or put panels on your roof. There is no peak sun, there is no peak wind. We've got billions of years of sun and wind reserves. We struck sun and we struck wind before we struck oil, and they will be there here a long time afterwards. So
Thank you very much.
I think we need to recalibrate this initiative that Ben's just launched with my good friends at Mars and Swiss Re and ourselves. We need to go much faster than by 2020. I think let's get this done by next year or the year after. Let's have 100 companies with us. That's the challenge, and we know with our great friends in the We Mean Business Coalition, it'll happen. But with all of us using our business colleagues and our business connections, we'll get there. And then let's go to the pace and scale that this problem requires.
Kevin.
Wouldn't want to cheat Steve out of a well-deserved round of applause. So good afternoon. Thanks everyone for being here, and thanks to the We Mean Business Coalition and all its members for inviting us. We're very excited to be part of RE100. In 2010, Mars committed to 100% renewable energy and 100% elimination of our greenhouse gas footprint from our operations by 2040. And we did that based on the signals we get from climate science, and we think the direction there is quite clear. One of the other things climate science tells us is that what matters is not just where you get to in the end, but the path on the way there, which is why for next year our target is a 25% reduction, and we will be delivering that with some room to spare even. So how are we achieving that? Well, clearly we're working very hard on efficiency, but just like Ikea and Swiss Re and many other businesses, we're growing. So efficiency alone isn't going to help us hit absolute reduction targets. That's where renewable energy comes in. That's the role it plays for us. So what does 100% renewable energy look like for Mars? Well, the engineering answer to that question, which is my background, is 2 million megawatt hours of electricity and almost 4 million megawatt hours of thermal energy. And we're actually committed to both of those, being 100% renewable by 2040. The business answer, which is actually the more interesting one, is that we actually have come to realize that our willingness to make long-term commitments and our willingness to engage in creative thinking about business transactions actually creates better projects. It creates cheaper energy. And that's something that we've realized that we can really bring to the party and make a difference. And that gives us smarter deals coupled with smarter technology, giving us projects that are not just an acceptable rate of return, but a desirable rate of return, and that really do the right thing for us on the financials. And just as an example of how there's a little bit of walk to go with our talk, just this spring we committed to a 200 megawatt, 20-year deal for a 200 megawatt wind farm here in the US, which will produce enough electricity to cover 100% of our US operations. And you know, that was a big step for us, and we're very proud of that. Thank you. And it's actually a quarter of what we need to get done by 2040 is electricity in the US for us. But that said, it was a pilot. Big pilot, but it was a pilot. And we liked how it went. So we've got more countries and more projects in the pipeline, and we'll be here to talk about it in the future.
Fantastic. So our call to the corporate world: join this campaign. Make the transition because it makes sense to you as a business. It makes sense to your customers. Make that transition because it will take us further towards that low-carbon economy that we need. Make that transition because it will help protect us from the worst impacts of climate change. But we're not asking businesses to face this challenge alone. We also call on national and subnational governments to develop, implement, and maintain those stable policy arrangements that encourage and incentivize this progressive corporate behavior. Check out our website, talk to me, talk to our colleagues, talk to CDP. We really look forward to telling you more about RE100. So thank you very much.